Hey, what's up, guys? And let's go jump straight back into this with Tecmo Super Bowl once again. We're playing through this BYU season that it's kind of made up for us here in this NCAA ROM. You know, things are going all right, I suppose. If you don't remember, this is where we are. We're 3-3. We're doing okay. We just lost 2 in a row, but we lost 2 in a row to really good teams. We're playing Iowa State now, which is a game that we really should be able to win, so we'll see what happens here. Now, one thing I do want to talk with you about here at the beginning while everybody's still tuned in is that I'm seriously considering, you know what, it's going to make me play second player. So, wait a second, this might take a little while to get this set it up. I have a different one of these 8-bit DOE controllers that I just bought. So we're going to get this baby set up and get this baby going, so that is a little bit more fair, and I'm not using kind of an old and there we go. So I'm not just using some sort of old and maybe not the best controller possible. You know, let's use something with a little bit better quality, and I can tell you right away this feels a lot better. All right, good times. So yeah, the thing I wanted to talk about here is I'm considering just ending this Madden 94 series. It's not been great. I wasn't anticipating at the beginning that the game would not have the real-life schedule. I was kind of hoping to do something that was sort of like a little bit of history, a little bit of, you know, Madden and so on. And in addition to that, I'm going to be really honest with you, Madden 94 is boring me to tears. There are a lot of problems with the game. It's not that I've been playing it... How did we do that? Okay. It's not that I've been playing that game really well and it's too easy or anything like that. It's just, it's really, really monotonous, comparatively speaking. This is a much better game, and there's all this crazy stuff that happens that kind of drives me nuts. Does this game get better ratings? Not really, right? So I have to sort of take that into consideration. I don't know. I haven't made my mind up yet. Maybe I play another game or two and give it a try. But I can tell you that the Madden games in general are not as much fun to play. They're just not. These old Madden games are just kind of junky. Man, where was our... Who was that? Whose guy was that? Can somebody go back and rewatch that and let me know what happened? What went wrong? How did he become so wide open? Anyway, down 7-0, and I don't know, maybe this is going to turn into the Ottawa Red Blacks. It's not really that much of a bummer, even if it does. I mean, BYU last season was, you know, maybe not an awful team, right? But it wasn't a team that was quite as good as people say. So there you have it. That's actually something that I can tell you, having followed this football team for a long time, is sort of the par for the course in terms of BYU's history, right? Having teams that are, you know, maybe not quite as good as it looks, we've had a lot of that happen. I remember back in 1996, I think it was, when BYU had that season where they only lost once, right, and all that stuff, and then we went to the bowl game, and that didn't do well for anyone. I mean, that's just sort of the way that it's always been, right? You go back to the national championship and people would tell you in '84 that, you know, this team's not really that good and they're just playing easy opposition. This has been kind of the way it's been for BYU since the beginning, so. Sione Imoa is awesome if I remember to push A. I think that part of the problem the last game was that I wasn't pushing A enough. If you push A enough, man, this guy will get through anything. Teflon Imoa is what we should call him, because nothing sticks to him. Nothing can get him down. Alright, good times. Let's stop them here. So somebody was asking me in the comments if the game remembers like the plays that you call. I don't think that Tecmo Super Bowl does. I don't think that it has that level of sophistication to have like an AI that will, you know, see what plays you're calling and then know in the future what you're likely to call and stuff. I just don't see that happening for an 8-bit game like this. I can tell you that the AI does not make play calls totally at random. It anticipates some of the things that you're likely to do, at least when you're on offense. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I don't know, maybe we'll be wrong here. Maybe it'll start catching on to me here, right? See, there it goes again. Let's see, this is an interesting experiment. Didn't catch on that time, did it? Well, that didn't work. What kind of play call was that, man? Who came up with that one? We should fire the offensive coordinator. Ah, shoot. So this guy Hansen that they've got is a pretty good running back. He's beaten us a couple of times so far. Okay, that's not gonna hurt anyone. Good times, all right. Let's try to stop him again. No, we don't do it. That was pretty poor defense. I couldn't even figure out where my guy was. He was blocked so well. Not sure if you can hear my kids in the background doing whatever they're doing, but welcome to the madhouse. Hey, that was a good defensive play by us. We're trying to push them back, make that field goal a little bit harder for them to hit. They're not quite far back enough as it is, though. Alright, here we go. 4th and 24 from the something. I think this is going to be good. Just barely. Well, we get the ball at the beginning of the second half, so if we could score here somehow, we would be doing pretty well. Of course, naturally, anytime you can score, it's good, but if we could score here through one trick or another, what we could do is we could sort of double up and build a pretty strong lead. Of course, to get that to work, we're going to have to get some of these runs to actually work the way we want them to. Now, it's kind of silly to be calling the timeout there after a running play, but that's what we're going to do. I don't know, that was maybe not the best passing play to call. This isn't good. Go, Chase, go. No. Oh, we were so close. We were 10 yards away from the touchdown, just didn't get it. "92 yards for Imoa. Pretty impressive. Now, I'll tell you about this. The difficult thing is the fact that I'm playing as player 2. If you haven't tried this before, if you're used to playing as player 1 and you turn around all of a sudden, it is a different experience and it is a different game. So, like, it might look easy, but this is not easy. All right. There we go. Hopefully that'll help open up the running game a little bit for us. Dude, that was really weird, man. That guy, the defender, came from out of nowhere. It looked like he was going to blow the play up. And then he didn't even try to tackle my guy. He started running alongside him. I don't know if that was easy to see or not, but I could feel it with the controllers. I'm waiting here for the hit to come, and it never came. Instead, I just had like this red thing that was like running right alongside me. Oh, we got really, really close there. Okay. Oh, look at this. He can walk into the end zone, man. He can waltz in. He goes backwards, baby. So Bear gets the touchdown. In a second, it'll be 14-10. Anyway, it's all good. Yeah, trying to figure out the old YouTube tricks and all this stuff. Hopefully you enjoy this kind of content. You know, the reason why I like to do videos like this is in part so that I actually play some of these games, and this helps out with doing long-form videos. Whether people actually watch them or not is another story, but that's alright. The one that I did recently on Tecmo Super Bowl being the best NES game got a lot of views from people who already are familiar with the channel, and it got nothing from anybody else, unfortunately. So that overall was not a very successful video, and it really is kind of a shame because I thought it was a pretty good video personally. Of course, I made it, so, you know. But the purpose of doing these videos is sort of like to have a good time, and also to make sure that I actually play these games. If I were not to do these videos, I would almost certainly not actually be playing these games. Now, the long-form video quality might be a little bit better, because I spend a little bit more time on some of them, but I'm not convinced that the quality would actually be necessarily that much better, so I don't know. Oh man, there was a real risk that I took, but it worked. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, whatever that was. Alright, Emoa, let's give it to you again. So I've noticed that they've called the same running defense twice in a row, because I called the same exact play twice in a row. So yeah, I think that the best strategy in this game, I think where we've been having some trouble, is you really need to make sure you mix up your play calls, at least to a certain extent. I forgot I still had LJ Martin in the game. It's real funny though, there are older football games that will tell you, like in the strategy guides and the manuals and stuff, that that's what you're supposed to do, and yet if you don't do that, you have success. The most famous is Tom Landry football on the computer, which is not really a great game, at least from modern standpoint, modern perspective, but that game is supposed to be a game where the computer can tell what it is you're doing if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, and yet the best strategy for that game is to do the same thing over and over again. Where did he come from? Oh, crap. Wow, that's the first time that I've seen that, right? I didn't think there was anybody in front of me. I must have missed something or something like that. Like, normally I would say, oh, something must be cheating in the game or something like that, but I really doubt it. Not in this version. We would have seen evidence of that elsewhere if that were true. Wow, they're gonna go for a field goal from way back here? This is insane. Is he gonna hit it? He hit it. Kyle Conrarty's like, you know, just like showed everybody up, man. That's the kick of the week, man. That was amazing. Well, my little fake there at the end didn't really work, did it? Alright, I have no idea what my daughter's doing there in the background, so please ignore the interesting sounds that you might be hearing coming through the microphone. Okay, that's not gonna work. Let's not call that again. So somebody else was asking me if it's possible to have two running backs in this version. It's not. Unfortunately, you only can have one. So that's what we did with the other one, LJ Martin. We just sort of stick him in the middle of the field and say, run out here and grab a touchdown. Anyway, yeah, so YouTube world, I can tell you that we've made it through February. January and February are always the slow periods for YouTube, and the channels here have done, I think, pretty well so far. So we'll see if we can get a little bit more momentum and sort of start hammering things home. Still trying to figure out sort of what the best posting schedule and strategy is for this channel. Man, how did he catch that right in front of me? Or right behind me, I should say. I thought that I was going to pick that off. Oh man, what happened to the defense? Actually, I hate to say this, but this looks a lot like BYU's defensive secondary looked in real life. It's a little bit too realistic. I think I saw that exact play happen in the regular season. Man, another miraculous catch. This is just amazing. The good thing about that for us is that that took up a whole bunch of time, so that's what we wanted to see happen. That's going up to the right. Nope, it's blocked. How about that? That's a video or a clip that we haven't seen a whole lot of. That was another amazing catch, man. There were 3 guys diving right in front of him. So this game is not over yet. Anyway, like I was saying, you know, this channel, like the other channels I've got, I think this channel's been doing okay recently. It's not quite as good as it was doing before. The Madden 92 video was the big one that was sort of the famous video for this channel. I'm not sure what it's going to take for me to redo that magic. Anyway, in the end, we ended up winning this game 194 yards. They had, I'm sorry, 294 yards for us. They had 298. So we were actually pretty lucky to win it. We had a 100% completion percentage by Bear Bachmeyer, which was pretty good. And Imoa ran for 117 yards, 17 carries. So not a bad game overall. And so we're going to go here to the schedule. We wanted to go, to week 13. We were the final game of week 12. And we'll take a quick look over at the standings again to sort of see where we're at. This is overall a well-designed ROM. I think I've mentioned this before. So unlike that 1958 ROM where you have like 3 or 4 good teams and everybody else stinks, for this one you've got teams that are more or less around the same place and teams with different advantages and different weaknesses and stuff. Overall, it's been a lot of fun to play with. It's just we haven't had a whole ton of views on these videos for whatever reason it is, whatever it is I've been doing wrong, but that's sort of the way it is. So Texas Tech over there in this division of the Big 12 is on top, of course, and we're on top again, fighting right now with Utah. This is a pretty strong and close division. Just in case you're curious, over in the SEC, you've got Oklahoma here at 5-3. That shows you the sort of parity that you have. I don't know what's happened in Georgia, man. You guys are going to have to tell me what's going on with the Bulldogs. 1-7 looks pretty sad. Here it's been Ole Miss and Texas A&M both at 7-1. Bama, there's another question. What's going on? The ACC, of course, Miami and Georgia Tech. It's not too surprising if you followed this in the regular season. Notre Dame is still undefeated, which I don't know. Maybe S. Blue Man was a Notre Dame fan. I don't know. Big Ten, Indiana now 7-1, so they did finally lose a couple of weeks ago, I guess. And the other division has Ohio State and Oregon both at 7-1. That's going to be a lot of fun. So, and by the way, Ohio State's only given up 96 points all season. For the sake of comparison, we've given up more than we've scored. We've given up 156. We scored 154. think a lot of that's because of our game against Indiana, in which we got absolutely hammered. So there you have it. Hopefully you enjoyed that. I have a lot of fun playing this, right? Tell your friends or something like that. I don't know. And we'll figure it out. I'm still deciding tomorrow on whether I want to do Madden or not. So let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll make a decision probably based on that. Talk to you later.